everyone will know somebody with special educational needs. Everybody will know how vulnerable they are. Everybody will know the night and day difference between them feeling like they belong in their school place or feeling like they're left out or isolated or not keeping up.
The battle to get the right support for a child struggling in school is being waged by an ever-growing number of families who often wait years for help. According to the Secretary of State for Education, it's a lose-lose-lose situation. Demand outstripping supply, and families, schools and local authorities finding it hard to cope. Last week I joined Gillian Keegan to see how the right provision can help children flourish.
This is new, right? This is all new. So you've all come from different places, have you?
So yes, brand new. So we opened in September 2021.
Yeah. Hi, hello.
Chelveston Road School in Northamptonshire caters for pupils with autism and other learning needs who have often fallen behind in mainstream education.
And how long have you been at this school?
2 years.
2 years. So you were at the beginning.
Yeah.
You were the first people in here.
Yeah, we were.
So you'll know it better than anyone then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic. Right. So lead the way.
All of our students are working significantly behind age-related expectations. So lots of focus on the primary skills and lots of big focus on life skills learning. This year and last year I've had well over 100 consultations for the 27 spaces that we've had. There are some students who cannot be accommodated, even though we say we could meet their needs, but it's based on numbers, unfortunately.
Today, the government has announced a further 16 special schools like this across England as part of a drive for more specialist provision.
Not much people have the opportunity to go to schools like these, and it would help people a lot as some people do struggle in mainstream.
There was a lot more people in my class, so I didn't get as much help. Like 30 people, and so I was basically sat there and I never really got work done.
I feel happier as well as I have a lot more friends now and I'm not struggling as much.
Well, of course we know that there's a lot of demand and a lot of people are waiting for school places, which is why we've been ramping up the ability to build up to 60,000 more school places. We've already built about half of those schools, and then it takes about 2 to 3 years.
Your own data says that there are 4,000 more pupils on the roll in special schools than the reported capacity. So 2/3 of special schools are full or over capacity. So what are the parents of kids who are waiting for a place? What are they supposed to do in the meantime?
So it didn't help that when we started in 2010, actually the last Labour government had got rid of 4,000 school places. So they'd put people into mainstream as opposed to have special educational needs.
Yeah, but you've
places.
had 14 years to unpick
So we
that.
started to build those from that point. It's now about 17% of all children would have some kind of diagnosed or undiagnosed special educational need. So I know now that if we deliver this 60,000 places, that will more or less match the unmet need that we have across the country.
If you were doing her job for the day, running all the schools in the country, what would you do? What would you change?
I would get more staff in the schools so they can get more help.
In the mainstream schools like the one you went to? Yeah.
There certainly aren't enough of them, and I know a lot of people with educational needs that are kind of like stuck in between trying to find out where they want to go and stuff, and it's not pleasant when you get stuck in that cycle.
Your message is you've had 14 years as a government, but you want longer to sort this out.
What is fundamentally going to fix this problem is more educational psychologists, more of the right type of school places, more people trained with speech and language therapist skills. They're ultimately the only thing that will provide the children that we want to help with the support that they need. So, do you like this school?
Yeah.
The vast majority of families choose or are forced to keep their children in mainstream schools. But a surge in the numbers with special educational needs means it doesn't work for all. The Edith Weston Academy in Rutland offers additional support to primary pupils.
Upskilling staff and building on their skill set, their knowledge base and their skill set to support children in mainstream is huge. Children start to find school difficult, it can lead to things like exclusion. But I think having provisions like this that children can go to as that early intervention helps maintain a real positive relationship with education. I worry for situations where they don't have these alternative provisions to go to.
It's not just schools, but English councils too that are overwhelmed, with local authorities paying for over 500,000 children's extra support, pushing them to the brink financially. There have been funding cuts for years and years. I mean, the LGA talks about councils' core spending power this year being cut by 23% in real terms compared to 2010. I mean, that's why councils like Bristol, for example, are facing bankruptcy.
We have increased the special educational needs budget by 60% in the last 3 years.
But overall, local authority budgets have been cut year after year. And that is one of the reasons why this area is so difficult for councils.
Well, we have increased in this area. In this area, you know, they have the money to be able to cope with the interim period whilst we're putting all the rest of the provision in place.
It's a sticking plaster, isn't it, when their overall budgets have been cut in real terms for so long?
Well, obviously, to deliver on the full plan, what you need is the people and the actual school places. That is actually all you can do.
We're a long way off the right support being available to every child. In the meantime, many get lost in the system, something the Secretary of State knows only too well. Your nephew, Joseph, has Down syndrome. He's got serious special educational needs, hasn't he? How has that informed you?
Well, I've seen my brother and sister-in-law fight the system all the way through. He did start off in mainstream and they did put a lot of support in place for him. But it was clear as he was coming towards the end of primary school that a secondary school was not going to be the right school for him. And again, you know, this is the anxiety of parents. Will my child get a place?
And did your brother feel that he communicated that to you?
Oh yes, very much so. And we were really concerned that he wouldn't get a place. And then what would happen if he didn't get a place? Because you could clearly see that going to secondary school mainstream was not going to be the right environment for him. It was too big and too overwhelming.
I mean, what pressure did that put on the family, on your brother and his family?
Well, it's just a worry. It's a worry. You know, we're talking about children that are very vulnerable, very trusting and very also very tolerant as well, actually. They don't really ask for an awful lot and you just want to give them the very best start, you know, that you can. So,
I mean, you feel very emotional about it.
Yeah,
clearly.
I mean, we've seen kids here today, right? We've seen kids who've had their lives transformed by getting the right support at the right time. We've just been to a special educational needs school and we heard from children say they felt, you know, that they didn't have any friends, they didn't get the right support, and now they're loving getting that support and having their friends and all of the things they're getting access to, all of the life skills, and now they're dreaming about the jobs of the future. You know, that's what I want for everyone.
Gillian Keegan speaking to Kathy.